राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दशमुख मर्दन राम राम राम। दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दशमुख मर्दन राम राम राम। पशुपति रंजन राम 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 पाप विमोचन राम राम राम। पशुपति रंजन राम 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 पाप विमोचन राम राम राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। अनाथ रक्षक राम 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 आपद बांधव राम राम राम। अनाथ रक्षक राम 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 आपद बांधव राम राम राम। मैथिली नंदन राम 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 मारुति वंदित राम राम राम। मैथिली नंदन राम 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 मारुति वंदित राम राम राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। राम 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 जय राम 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 राम। दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दशमुख मर्दन राम राम राम। दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दशमुख मर्दन राम राम राम।
Namaste and welcome to the Hindu Parents Network, which is an initiative of the Coalition of Hindus of North America. My name is Sudha Jagannathan. I'm on the board of Coalition of Hindus of North America and also supporting the Hindu Parent Network. So CoHNA, as we are popularly known as, is a Hindu grassroots advocacy organization working on issues of importance to our community in the United States and Canada. The Hindu Parent Network aims to empower and equip Hindu families with resources, tools, and conversations to help them and their children stay rooted to the Hindu Dharma. Families with the support of HPN can confidently counter negative stereotypes of Hindus and Hinduism in schools, communities, and in workplaces. Our session today is one that aims to help parents and children use and rely on our itihaas for principles to live by and go to when we face dilemmas in daily life. Today's session focuses on Ramayana, a history of our ancestors that is full of great stories, thrilling adventures, moral dilemmas, and how the characters overcome adversity, always upholding Dharma. My guest today is Sri Rama Chakradhar. He joins us from India. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And he is the author and founder of Thavaasmi. The goal of Thavaasmi is to present life and skills through the lens of Ramayana in a most methodical approach. From being a BITS Pilani grad in computer engineering, he switched drastically into a different field and became an author of a practical guide based on Ramayana that has been a life transforming journey for Sri Ramji. As a devotee of Bhagavan Sri Ram, he is currently working as an educator, life coach, and mentor, transforming lives of young people via his Ramayana methodology. Sri Ramji's collaborator in Thavaasmi is Srimati Sharada Deepthi, who's not here today, but she also holds an engineering degree from BITS Pilani herself. She is an educator who's passionate about nourishing children with good values to ensure they grow up as good humans. So the efforts of both of these exceptional people have resulted in Thavaasmi, an education platform with a collection of 4 books that every parent must buy and read with their children. Sri Rama's Thavaasmi efforts resulted from 2 important questions. If not now, when? If not you, who? These are definitely questions for each one of us too. The books are based on a parent and daughter dialogue, and I like that a lot. So, Sri Ramji, let's start with a quick overview of how a computer engineer from a very, very well known Bitsulani ended up in a different track altogether. You can please share with us.
First of all, thank you very much for giving this wonderful opportunity to be part of this great initiative, Amma, the HPN and CoHNA. So, I would really like to appreciate the efforts that you are putting in to introduce the values, the cultural values, and take the next generations towards cultural independence. And, yeah, so you're asking about how I got introduced to this Ramayana and how I started this Thavaasmi. See, it's all about, all of us know that there are a lot of values right from our childhood. We were told that there is a lot in our scriptures. But, we find very few people making effort to bring them to us. In the olden days, there are, people who used to do this, something called as pravachanas, the discourses, where, a lot of, we used to call them as kalakshepam. So in the evening times, all of us used to go there, sit, learn something, and come back. But given this digital age, there is less of such things happening physically, but there is a lot of scope for them to happen digitally across the web. So these thoughts were running in our mind, and at the same time, how do we take out the values that the scriptures are offering us? Then we started, this research in Ramayana. My Guruji Chirajiya Swamiji has guided me towards this wonderful scripture. Initially, I also thought that the scripture is nothing but just a story of a husband and wife. Where a wife is abducted by, Ravana, the villain, and the husband, the hero, will go wage a war, kill him, and come back. That's all I thought. I thought I know the entire Ramayana. But the moment I started delving deep into it, I realized, how much science, whether it is human character, whether it is resilience, whether it is intelligent quotient, whether it is social quotient, whichever we talk about now, the emotional intelligence, there are a lot of dimensions which are present in it, which are unexplored. So then we were looking for such opportunities or books or, some conversations which will offer us these things. We could not find them, especially in English. So then we thought this is the right thing that we should start. As you have rightly said, if not we, who else? If not now, when? So, with that courage and support from people like you, we started this initiative 8 years back. In 2012, 2013, we started slowly. From 2014-15, it started picking up the pace. Now, fortunately, the Vice President of India, Sriman Venkaiah Naidu ji, has launched the book, and it has reached 13,000 people across the globe in span of just 15 to 20 months. So that's how it's been. So we wish to contribute more for the upcoming generations. Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to interact.
Can you show us the books? Do you have the books with you?
Yeah, I do have the books with me. So there are 4 volumes. So you can see the book. So it happens like a conversation. This is the book name is Thavaasmi, and it happens as a conversation between dad and daughter. In the presentation, what I will do is I will have a slide. I have a slide where I will explain about what actually is present in this book, what is the uniqueness, and how will it be a handy tool for all the parents and students of
Okay.
this age. I'll
And
definitely cover.
where can someone buy the book?
This is definitely, in our website, www.thavaasmi.com. You can just type in your details, and we will get in touch with you and send you wherever you are across the world. And at the same time, it is available in Amazon Kindle version. So you can go there as well. And across some other websites also, it is there. I'll share the links with you so that you can
Yes.
expose it to your audience.
We'll add it to our HPN resources page also, so parents can access it. And then you also offer workshops, right?
We do offer workshops. Every day, some or the other workshops keeps going on. So now we are doing workshop for the kids in US. We have 15 students, where we are running a workshop on all the 16 skills of Rama. So we are on the verge of completing it. So we'll be starting it newly. As and when we have new workshops, I'll keep you posted about it, Amma.
Maybe let's start your slideshow and then. So today, parents, I want to let you know, Sri Rama and I decided the focus is going to be on what really is applicable to families with children and students, right? That's the focus of it, of our conversation. So, Sri Ramji, you want to start your presentation? Shall I? Let me
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
it to the screen.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I hope you can see it, Amma. So, what are the discussion points today? So, we will be discussing about, why Ramayana, why not other things that are present. In Ramayana, there are a lot of versions available. Why only Valmiki Ramayana? The author of Valmiki Ramayana is Valmiki. What is there for us to take out from him? And the significance of first verse of Valmiki Ramayana. Then, what is the recipe for success? Which is haunting all of us in every dimension, in every walk of life. And how is Thavaasmi related to Sri Valmiki Ramayana? We'll just introduce you to Thavaasmi, and we can have the session open for the audience also to have questions, and we will take up the questions as well. So good to go. Shall I proceed? Yeah. So Sri Ramayana. So there are a lot of scriptures. See, our idea about Ramayana is, a summary of the story is. There was one king named Dasratha. He was not having children. Then he performed some ritual. Then, because of that, he has got 4 children. Out of them, Rama is the most beautiful and most qualified, most eligible bachelor. Then he has, gone to Mithila. There he married Sita. Afterwards, he has gone to forest. There he has killed, a lot of Rakshasas. There Sita was abducted. And then Ravana was the person who abducted Sita. Rama waged a war and then got Sita back. This is what we all know. Is that Ramayana? Is that all about Ramayana? This is what our current education system is exposing us to. But there is a lot to it in Ramayana. It is a user manual. It is called as Sarva Manava Sikshana Shastra. Shastra is something which directs us. Sarva Manava. It is not just for male or female or adult or a child. It is Sarva Manava. For every human being, this is a direction. Whichever direction you want to look at, this provides, a proper guidelines to us. So I was telling you, Sarva Manava Sikshana Shastram, it is about science of human conduct. Probably this is the first of its kind, which talks about the human conduct. There are multiple dimensions. For example, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya has learned Ramayana in 18 dimensions. One with respect to public administration, the other is political science, the other it is, about the spiritual science. There are a lot of dimensions present in Ramayana. And Ramanujacharya's life exposes that there are 18 dimensions in which he has learned Ramayana. There are definitely more dimensions which are unexplored. And Ramayana is the essence of Veda. See, Veda is considered to be the ultimate science. And that is very complicated for us because it is assigned, it is coupled with intonations. We need some guru who can teach all these things. But what are these epics? Epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, these are summary of Vedas in real life, I can say. So when you read Ramayana, when you understand Ramayana, you're good with Vedas as well. You are equally understanding Vedas also, which is a huge mass. Okay, so that's about Ramayana. And another important thing is, lot of times we see Ramayana, the mythology, Rama, mythology. We keep hearing the word mythology. Actually, mythology is based on some fictitious stories. But Ramayana and Mahabharata are not fictitious. They are called itihasas. Itihasa. It happened like this. They are documented evidences of our history. Whatever happened in those, it is truly documented by their respective authors. Valmiki Ramayana is documented by Valmiki. I am not saying, I request all of you to understand, I am not saying Ramayana is written by Valmiki. Ramayana is documented by Valmiki. Mahabharata is documented by Vedavyasa. So they have recorded as it is happening. They have not put down their brains in that. So they have just captured it and gave it to us. So these are epics, not mythologies. We have to remember that. And the heroes that we discuss here in these scriptures like Rama, Krishna, Arjuna, Yudhishthir, Hanuman, there are Lakshmana, Sita, Urmila. There are a lot of heroes, both male and female characters. They are legendary humans. They are not like real heroes like Superman, He-Man, these people, okay? These are action-oriented. Action-oriented matlab, there is a problem in your life, there is a challenge in your life, what actions you have to take to solve it, to steer your life. This is the message that we derive from these heroes of our epics. Okay. Next, this is about a basic introduction about Ramayana. So I'm just touch basing upon all these things because we just in a span of 1 hour, we just have to touch upon every important point. Why Valmiki Ramayana only? There are so many Ramayanas like Kamba Ramayana, Tulsidas Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, Molla Ramayana, and Adhyatma Ramayana. There are so many Ramayanas available. Everything is good. It is not that one is good, the other is bad. But we want something to be more authentic. Why is Valmiki Ramayana more authentic? Valmiki is a contemporary of Rama. Valmiki lived during the time of Rama. And after Valmiki has written Ramayana, Rama has read the entire documentation and he has signed on it. Yes, this is my story. This is what has happened in my life. So Rama has authorized, this is what is my biography. So this is more authentic in nature. Based on this Valmiki Ramayana, everybody else have documented or written their own experiences, whether it is Tulsi Ramayana or Kamba Ramayana or any other Ramayana. Everything is having some elements of fiction, some element of spiritual, that experiences that they have gone through. But the only Ramayana which is unpolluted is Valmiki Ramayana. So fortunately, we are lucky to have this Valmiki Ramayana available for us intact with 24,000 slokas. Here and there, some changes are there. Of course, over the journey of so many thousands of years, there are some additions and deletions that has happened. But but most of it have remained intact for us. So we are very, very lucky to have it. Okay, and it follows proper grammar also. So in it is itihasa. So Valmiki Ramayana is the most. If somebody asks me which Ramayana to start with, Valmiki Ramayana. That is the only authentic source that we have. After you read it, you read any other book, your thought process will not get polluted. Okay. Now, when I am talking about Valmiki Ramayana, what is this Valmiki all about? Who is this Valmiki? Today, I will be discussing majorly two stories with you, two incidents. Rather than calling them stories, I would call them as two incidents which has happened during the time of Ramayana. One with respect to Valmiki, second with respect to Hanuman. And from those stories, we will try to take up what is there for us to learn. What are the takeaways for us? How can we imbibe them? We'll keep discussing that. So Valmiki, the name of Valmiki is Ruksha. Initial name was Ruksha. He was staying in forest. He used to rob people who used to travel in the forest and make living out of it. So that's how Valmiki's life was there. One day what happened, few sages were traveling through the forest and Valmiki tried to rob them as well. When he has robbed them, when he tried to rob them, these sages have asked him one question. My dear friend Valmiki Ruksha, do you know when you do these kind of things, you are going to accumulate something which is called bad karma, or bad. You are doing bad things, so you have to reap, the fruits of your action. So you just have to pay for the consequences. Then he said, yeah, I'm doing it for the sake of my family, my wife and my children. So I'm ready to undergo anything. Then they have asked one question. Is your wife and children, are they ready to take part or to share the consequences you are going to face because of your actions? Then Valmiki said, yes, of course they will be ready to face these things because I am doing everything for them. Then they have asked, go confirm with them and come back. When Ruksha has gone back and inquired with his wife, surprisingly, the wife told, see, I don't have any part, in your consequences. Whatever you are doing, it is your responsibility to take care of your family. How you do is your job. Me or children will not take part in these consequences. After hearing this kind of answer from his wife, the most loving wife, Valmiki got shocked, came back running to the sages and told, I'm sorry, I did never know that, this is a kind of life that I'm living. So what is the remedy for it? Then they have given him one process, like, you keep chanting the name of Rama, 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 and everything will follow. This Ruksha, who was a hunter, robber at that time, with strong belief in those sages' words, started doing a tapas, a meditative state. He has undergone the meditative state and started chanting the name of Rama. And for how many years he has done, nobody knows. Thousands of years he was in the deep contemplative state. Around him in the forest, ant hill has come up. I hope you know what is an ant hill, right? So where snakes live and all. So ant hill has come up, and on one fine day, it started raining heavily. Because of that rain, this ant hill got, vanished. So because this Valmiki was born from this ant hill in Sanskrit is called as Valmikamu. Valmikamu. Hence, this ant hill behaved as a womb for Valmiki. Hence, Valmiki is called as Valmiki. The Ruksha's name got transformed into Valmiki because he came from Valmikamu. And he got another name because he came out because of the rain. Rain god is considered to be his father. The name of rain god is Prachetasa. So that is why Valmiki is also called as Prachetasa. So what are the names of Valmiki? Prachetasa and Valmiki. Valmiki because he came from Valmikamu through his mother. Prachetasa because he came out because of the rainfall, which came through Prachetasa, the rain god. So I hope you understood why the name of Ruksha has got transformed into Valmiki and Prachetasa.
So, Sri Ramji, so basically Valmiki was reborn as a new person, new entity, and he was a very good student, I would say. He, as soon as he found out his family would not share the bad karma, he completely surrendered to the gurus, the new gurus he had never met before, right? So the gurus also were at the right place at the right time, giving the right teaching.
You're
and
right.
Valmiki was ready to receive that teaching.
Yes, you're
So,
right, Amma. You're right. So Valmiki, the Ruksha is reborn as Valmiki. Ruksha is reborn as a Valmiki with a transformed mindset. Okay, so this is how it has happened, and then he has started, constructing a small hermitage, and then he started doing his own penance, and then that's how he started living his life. Then suddenly Narada came to him. When Narada came to him, he started questioning him about few things, which we'll discuss now. So you see, from a hunter robber, Valmiki has turned himself into a sage, a muni, a student, and in future a good teacher also. So what is there in Valmiki's life for us? So we have studied that Ruksha, and because of Rama mantra he has gone into deep meditative state, and then he has gained the names of Valmiki and Prachetasa because of the again, by coming out of this ant hill he became as Valmiki, and through rain god he is called as Prachetasa. And once he became like that, he started contemplating what is this human life? How do we add value to it? Is there any real human being? What makes a human being? During this stage, Narada came to see initial stage. when he wanted to transform him, sages came in the forest and helped him out. Now he is again curious, what makes a human? Then sage Narada has come. So when your intent is right to learn certain things and transform yourself, definitely a teacher will come to you. This is one strong message that we can observe from the life of Valmiki. Okay, so then Narada came. Then what happened? Valmiki questioned Narada. Now my question here is, are we born students? Are we born teachers? Are we born to be successful? Or are we made to be successful? This question always haunts us, right? There are few people who are always successful. So some people will say they are born to be successful. Is it that everybody is born to be successful? Or few people are only born to be successful? Valmiki life tells us that despite challenges in life, if our efforts are sincere, we will be made to be successful in life. This is one strong message that we have from the life of Valmiki. Okay, so we have just discussed about Ramayana is documented from a thief to a sage, and Ramayana that is documented by Valmiki is the first of its kind. Kavya. Kavya is a poem. He is called Adi Kavya. There is no such poem which is grammatically correct, which is so beautiful to sing like this before Ramayana. Okay, Rama Mantra and Valmiki we have discussed. What is there for us? To achieve anything in life, first and the foremost thing we should have is faith in Acharya. Faith in teachers is very, very important, my dear friends. If you don't have faith, we will never be confident in whatever we do. We will be doing always everything with half-hearted mind. So faith in Acharya is one important thing. Once you have faith, they will be giving you some guidelines, and that guidelines have to be practiced. We call it as sadhana in Sanskrit. Sadhana means you must practice without deviation. That is what we observe in Valmiki's case. He has done intense penance because of faith in the sages who have, initiated him into the Rama mantra. Then discrimination, necessary versus unnecessary. See, Valmiki initially did not have this discrimination ability. Now he has realized what is necessary and what is not necessary after the initiation. That's why he has left his troubled past and has chosen to live a transformed life. Another thing, be focused in whatever we do. So what are the 4 ingredients to achieve anything in our life? Have faith in your mentors. Whatever guidelines they tell us, we have to practice them without deviations. And what is necessary and what is not necessary, have this discrimination ability. Be focused in whatever we do. There are a lot of deviations that are going to come up. Let us not get diverted or deviated because of those. Let us be focused. This is what is there for us from the life of Valmiki at the first glance. See, we can keep discussing more on this as well, but the basic points which we can take are these 4 important points: faith, sadhana, discrimination, focused approach. Is it clear? Is it clear? So can I move on to the next slide? Yep. So what is the first question that I was telling you that, when Narada came to Valmiki, Narada questioned something to, Valmiki questioned something to Narada. So what is that question? And this question is the root of entire 25,000 slokas of Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana is made up of 24,000 slokas. And that 24,000 slokas is the answer to one question, which is one slokam. Let us read that slokam once. Tapaha swadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidamvaram naradam paripapracha valmikihi munipungavam. This is the first slokam of Ramayana. This question tells Narada has approached Valmiki and Valmiki has questioned Narada. What kind of Narada? There are some adjectives used for Narada. What kind of Valmiki? There are few adjectives used for Valmiki. That's all. What are those adjectives? In this slokam, we can understand that in this verse of Ramayana, We understand Narada is playing the role of a teacher, Valmiki is playing the role of a student, right? If you see the first adjective used for Narada is Tapaha Swadhyaya Niratam. So, what is a teacher made of? Teacher is made of practice. A person who cannot practice what he teaches can never be a good teacher. Tapaha Swadhyaya Niratam. Tapaha means effort. Swadhyaya means practicing it by himself. He is putting effort to learn things and he is practicing those things. Learn and practice. These should be going hand in hand for a person to be called as a teacher. First trait of being a teacher. Second adjective used to describe Narada is Vag Vidam Varam. Vag is communication. Eloquence in communication. See, I might be knowing so many things in this universe, but if I cannot communicate to you, what is the purpose of knowing these things? I can never become a good teacher, right? So one, you learn and practice. Second thing, whatever you learn and practice, you should have the ability to express them so that it reaches the right audience in the right time, in the right dose. So that is called eloquence in communication. Another adjective which is used for Narada is Muni Pungavam. Muni means somebody who is following the principle of Maunam. Maunam means silence. See, the question comes now. If you are silent, how can you talk? In the second thing I am telling you, you are eloquent in communication. Third thing I am telling you, you are silent. How can you talk when you are silent? Here, contextually, Muni Maunam means you are silent in whatever is unnecessary for you. Whatever is not required. For example, I am a mathematics teacher and somebody is talking about a gossip about a movie actor. That is totally unrelated to me. I keep silent in that aspect. So, the next adjective used for a teacher is absorbed in the activities related for himself, not at all interested in any other activity. So to be a teacher, what are the attributes, my dear friends? Consistency in learning and practicing, eloquence in communication, absorbed in what you are doing, not deviated because of some gossips or some rumors. These are the attributes of being a teacher. Our education system, my dear friends, whichever country you are living in, are these encouraging these kind of attributes for a teacher? This is what we have to question. The goal of any education system must be to develop these kind of teachers. Next, let us see what are the adjectives used for a student who is Valmiki in this case. Thavaasmi and Paripaprecha. Thavaasmi is very curious. Paripaprecha. Paprecha means questioned. Paripaprecha means questioned with humility. So Thavaasmi is curiosity. Paripaprecha is questioning with humility. So what are the attributes of being a student? Humility in your conduct. Vidya vinayena shobhate. You will be considered educated only when you are humble in your life. Your education the first trait that education should result is making you humble. If that is not making you humble, my dear friends, if that is not making us humble, my dear friends, then the entire education is waste. So humility in conduct, curiosity in learning, faith in the teacher. These are the three attributes of being a student. Is our education system nurturing these things? Are our parents, are our friends, is the environment around us? When I say teacher, when I say student, don't restrict yourself to the school system or the college system that we are going through. Learning happens across. A child is a teacher. Our parents are teachers. Our friends are teachers. So whatever it is, who can be considered as teacher? Come on, these are the traits. Who can be considered as a student? These are the traits. And for every person, sometimes you act as a teacher, sometimes you act as a student. So to be a good teacher, have these in you. To be a good student when you are learning, have these three in you. So then only we can become good Teachers are good students in every walk of life. And this is the first and the foremost important thing for the parents also. Children pick up from the parents. If a parent is trying to tell a good value to his child or her child, if he is not learning and practicing, how can a child can pick it up from the parent? So to teach anything to the child, my dear parents and my dear students, as a parent, we should follow it first. As a friend, we should follow it. When we want to tell something to somebody, that we should imbibe in us. Then only we will gain the right to inform others or apprise others. Is it clear? So any education that happens must focus on these two things: the attributes of a teacher, the attributes of a student. Given this is assured, take my word, any learning that happens across the domains, whether it is parenting, whether it is personality conduct, whether it is maths, physics, chemistry, science, arts, culturals, anything you talk, sports, we have mentors in every dimension of life. We have students in every dimension of life. Whatever we are discussing is applicable across the dimensions. Learning becomes easy, teaching becomes easy, and hence transformation becomes easy. Are you there with me? Are you there with me?
Yes, yes, yeah, no, perfectly understood. I think these
Yes.
are, we say that parents are the first teachers, right?
Right.
Child. So it is important for parents to have these attributes, both attributes, as a student to learn if you don't know, and to be a teacher because you're raising the new generation. So it's a dual role, I think, parents face. And as children grow up too, we're teaching them to be the student and to learn to be the teacher. So it's a continuous process.
Yes. True learning happens through inspiration. When we talk, we just motivate people. When we talk, we can just motivate. Motivation is a temporary phase. But when we act, we inspire people. Inspire, that itself is telling it is going inside and coming out. So when we talk, we motivate. When we act, we inspire. So now we should choose. Do we want to motivate or do we want to inspire? Okay. So can we go to the next part of the discussion?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Right. So this is the first story. After that, what happened? Maybe in the subsequent presentations we will take up. But I will take a small story from Ramayana and we will discuss that, what happened in that. So all of you know, Sita, Mother Sita was abducted by Ravana and was taken to Lanka. And Rama went in search of Sita. There he has made friendship with the monkey king, Sugriva. Along with Sugriva, he has his minister Hanuman. Now Hanuman was assigned the role to go and find Sita. Now he has taken this giant leap across the ocean from India to Sri Lanka. There is this Indian Ocean, right? So he has jumped across and he has found the details of Sita and came back to Rama and informed him. And after that, the war happened. Everything is fine. Now we are focusing only on the episode of crossing the ocean. I am not talking what happened before and what happened after. I am focusing only on the episode of crossing the ocean. What happened? The entire army of Vanaras was divided into 4 batches: north, east, west, and south. North, east, and west people, whoever have gone in search of Sita, came back saying they cannot find Sita. Southern side, whoever have come, there in that battalion, they had Jambavan, Angada, Hanuman, all these people were there. Everybody were depressed after encountering the sea because they cannot cross the sea. Fortunately, what happened? One eagle was there named Sampati. That person has guided them. No, I have seen Ravana taking, Lakshma, Sita. So I can see her, but I cannot, fly because I'm old bird. So you can make an attempt. Then the Vanaras started assessing their strength. Some of them have come before and said, I can jump only 10 miles. See, this ocean is considered to be 100 yojanas. Yojana means 13 miles. 13 miles. So some said that I can jump only 10 miles. Some said I can jump 30 miles. Some said I can jump 90 miles. Like Jambavan said, I can jump but I cannot come back. Angada said, I can jump but I don't know whether I can come back. Then the dilemma was going on. Who will do it? How will they do it? Then Jambavan is the bear, identified Hanuman. Hey Hanuman, you are the right person for this. I know you can do this. Can you please start doing it? Can you please? And then he inspired him by telling all the impossible activities Hanuman has done in the previous, in his past times. Then Hanuman got motivated. You know what Hanuman has done? Hanuman has started doing the warm up and then he has taken the decision. Ramardam Vanarardam cha. For the sake of Rama and for the sake of monkeys, I will cross this ocean and find out the details of Sita. So what is the first step that Hanuman has taken? Having the courage to take initiative. That is what Hanuman has done first. And after that, he has done what, after taking this decision, he has, jumped and started going across the ocean. When he was going across the ocean, there is a mountain called Mainaka. There is a mountain named Mainaka, and he is a very good friend of air god. He is a very good friend of Vayudeva, they call air god. Air god is nothing but the father of Hanuman. So when he came to know that Hanuman is coming, he wanted to show some hospitality by offering some fruits. So suddenly from sea he came up and he started giving him, hey Hanuman, can you please come and rest on me for a while, because you are crossing this 1300 miles sea, you need some rest, definitely. So please stop on me. I have a lot of good trees where honey is there, lot of fruits are there. Please take them, rest for a while and go. You know what Hanuman has said? Hanuman has said, there is no compromise now. I am going on a mission, Rama's mission. It has to be accomplished. If possible, when I am coming back, I will take rest on you, but not now. And then he politely refused the hospitality and has gone forward. So what is Hanuman showing us? He is telling nothing more or less. I want only Rama mission to be accomplished. No intermediate results. I will not be happy with the intermediate results. Next, when Hanuman started moving ahead, these devatas, the celestials, wanted to test the intelligence, the presence of mind for Hanuman. And then they have assigned a celestial named Surasa. She is Nagamata. She is from the Nagas, the snake tribe. So they have assigned this Nagamata to obstruct Hanuman during his journey. How Hanuman will react when there are obstructions are coming up. So what this Surasa has done? Surasa has suddenly came up from the ocean and she stopped Hanuman, saying, hey Hanuman, Lord Brahma has given me a boon to swallow you. I want to eat you. You are my food today. So there is no going back. So you must obey me, because it is order from the celestials. See, when it is order from the celestials, Hanuman has to obey it. So Hanuman said, Amma, I understand that. So please give me some time. I will go find Sita, report it back to Rama, and I will come and I myself will enter into your mouth. But just give me some time. Surasa said, no, I am not going to leave with it. You must enter my mouth. You must enter my mouth. That is the boon that I have for today. Hanuman became angry. He increased his body. Surasa also became very big. They started increasing their bodies. Hanuman has increased his size by 10 times. Surasa also has increased her size by 10 times. Hanuman again 10 times. Surasa 10 times. Suddenly Hanuman realized, now she is very big. Her mouth is very big. I will become very small, as if I am a thumb size. And then he became very small, entered her mouth and came back immediately. And then he said that, see, your boon is that I will enter your mouth and That's all, right? So I have entered your mouth and came back. So your boon is accomplished. So now you must be happy and I will also be happy. Please leave me, my dear mother. Then Surasa blessed him and then gave him the path. Again Hanuman started. Here what Hanuman has showed us? Presence of mind. He has shown presence of mind. Fourth instance. So when he started crossing the ocean, there is one we can call demoness. We can call today. All of you are aware that the security system, the border security system, are so tight in every country. Even if a drone from the neighboring country enters, they will shoot it immediately, right? How are they going to trace the drone has entered? Based on the shadow, correct or not? If a shadow is coming, based on that, we will understand how far is this image and what kind of bullet or missile I have to fire at it to eliminate it. So this is a technology that we are using today. Similarly, this Simhika, there is one demoness which lived in the ocean of this Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean. Her name is Simhika. Her ability is to pull back the objects by their shadow. That is why she was called as Chaya Grahi. Chaya is shadow, Grahi is pulling by their shadow. So Hanuman was going forward, but somehow he started feeling a pull backwards. And when he looked around, there was nobody. Suddenly he recollected what Sugriva has taught him. In the past, Sugriva has taught him, Hanuman, when you are going through the oceans, always remember there are something called Chaya Grahis. They will pull you by your shadows. So be aware of it. This is what Sugriva has told. Now Hanuman recollected, oh, there is something like this going on. And then he looked into the sea. Then he found out this huge demoness called Simhika. What the Simhika has done? She told, you are going to be my food today. It's long time that I have my food because you are very big and very, you have a lot of flesh in your body. I am going to have a sumptuous meal today. Then Hanuman said, no, I am going on a work. Please don't stop me. But Simhika did not give way. Then what Hanuman has done? He has entered into the mouth of Simhika and came out from the stomach by piercing all his body parts and by killing it. So here Hanuman did not show presence of mind, but Hanuman has shown his power. And after Simhika, what happened after he killed Simhika? He has gone to Lanka safely. So if you see the crossing of this ocean, my dear friends, I would like to bring your notice. Crossing of this ocean is nothing but crossing challenges in our lives. Everybody, each one of us have our own challenges. A small kid has a challenge of food. He cries or she cries for food. A student who is in his 5th grade or 6th grade struggles to cope up with his studies. A teenager struggles or faces challenges to understand what is right or what is wrong. A parent struggles to earn good things for their students. A leader of the country struggles with his own set of problems. Every one of us we have our own set of problems. This ocean, which is 100 yojanas, our life is also 100 years, right? This 100 years of our life is represented by these 100 yojanas. And across these things, we find a lot of challenges, my dear friends. How do we overcome them? That is what is shown to us by this great leap of Hanuman. So now let us see what happens. The first quality which Hanuman has shown is dhriti. Dhriti means courage. So he has the courage to face the challenges. First and the foremost thing, my dear friends, we have to understand is any challenge that comes to us is not bigger than our power. We have to understand whatever comes in front of us, it means we are bound to solve it. Otherwise, it will never come to us. So having courage, even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna, Klaibyam masmagamah partha naitatvai upapadyate kshudram hrudaya daurbalyam Tyaktva Vuttishta Parantapa. Arjuna, You are the killer of enemies, man. You can win over the enemies. Why are you thinking so negatively about yourself today? Tyaktva, you remove that inner resistance. Hridaya Daurbalyam is called inner resistance. Most of the times when we encounter the challenges, what stops us is not the external environment or external challenges, but our internal resistance to face the problems is what stops us. So, Tyaktva Uttishtar, you leave it. Leave what? Internal resistance. Uttishta, get up. Be positive, man. That is what Krishna also has told. So, courage is the first thing that we should have to deal with the challenges in life. That is first message given us to us by Hanuman. So, courage and enthusiasm and courage, these are the essential ingredients to be successful in life. If these two things are not there, there is no way we can be successful. Courage and enthusiasm. These are told to us by the word dhriti. Next comes drishti. What happened next? Mainaka came. But Hanuman did not yield to this intermediate hospitality. What did Hanuman do? I will not stop now. I will just fly back to accomplish Rama's mission. So Mainaka requested, but Hanuman said, okay, bye-bye, don't worry. I'm not going to take your hospitality. So if you think you will rest for a while, your goal will be compromised by a mile. This is the message for us. Don't compromise for anything less than what you want. This is called drishti. First one is dhriti, be courageous and enthusiastic. Next, drishti, always be focused in your approach. Next, mati, it is presence of mind. What Hanuman has showed during the episode of Surasa, the Nagamata. This is called presence of mind. Next, daksham. Daksham is discrimination. Which one to take up, which one not to take up. In Surasa's episode, what happened? He has used his discrimination ability and he has shown his power to eliminate that. Simhika. So the message is what to do and what not to do should always be known to us. So what are the 4 traits to be successful in our life? To conquer any challenge in our life. To be successful in any walk of life. Dhriti, drishti, mati, daksham. This is what is taught to us by this great leap of Hanuman. Let us take one example. If I want to become a cricket player, or if I want to perform very well in my studies, if I am scared of my studies, do you really think I can excel in them? I can never excel in them. So the first thing is to feel one with your goal. Whatever goal it is. I am not talking about studies. I am not talking about sports. I am not talking about art forms. I am not talking about one particular thing. It can be anything. You name it. I am talking about it. You talk about anything. Unless you find one with that particular thing, identify yourself with that thing, you can never take initiatives to start progressing towards it. So have that courage to take initiatives. Be enthusiastic to do whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to become a singer, maybe you want to become an actor, maybe you want to become a good scientist. It doesn't matter what it is. Have that courage to take the decision that I should start. Now, once you have taken a decision, for example, if I want to represent my national cricket team, suddenly my state team has selected me and offered me 1 crore salary. Now, if I stop putting in my efforts to get qualified to my national team, am I not compromising on my goal? Am I not compromising on what I have started for? So don't compromise for anything intermediate. These are called as intermediate results. Intermediate results are so tempting. They tempt you, they deviate your path. You must be seeing lot of people keep asking me this question. I am putting in lot of effort, but I am not so successful when my friend is so successful with minimal efforts. The only answer is this, my dear friend. Your friend, although he is having little efforts, he is focused on only one particular goal. But when you started, you worked very hard, but you got some intermediate results and started compromising on what you have started for. That's why you remained here only. He marched forward and achieved whatever you cannot achieve. Right? Next, once our goal is, we have fixed our goal and have this focused approach, understand there are few things which we must do, which is symbolized by our Nagamata Surasa. You must do certain things like eating properly, sleeping properly, taking care of your health properly, respecting your parents, respecting the environment. These are mandatory for all of us. But eating properly doesn't mean you eat whatever comes your way. Morning 6 o'clock, one burger. 7 o'clock, one pizza. 8 o'clock, again one more burger. Again a plate full of rice. So for every 1 hour if you eat, how can you become a swimmer? How can you become a cricket player? How can you study? All your energy is going to digest your food only, right? So whatever is your duty, do it to an extent which is required. Eat so that your efforts are undistracted or undisturbed. Don't eat that eating becomes an obsession for you. Sleep. Don't sleep because sleep is an obsession. Sleep because if you rest, you can put in more effort. So these are mandatory things which you should do. So do it as much it is required. This is what Hanuman has done. Hanuman did not kill or Hanuman did not fight with Surasa. He just respected what has to be done there. Yes or no? Next, there are few things which we have to cut down at any cost. For example, if I want to be a swimmer, I should stop taking a lot of fatty foods or I should stop taking something which spoils my physical fitness. You have to be ruthless in cutting down. If I have an exam tomorrow, today there is a cricket match or a football match that is being telecasted, and tomorrow is a do or die exam for me. My goal should be to cut down this cricket match or the football telecast that's happening today and focus on my exam. Instead of doing that, what is important, if I get yielded to my weakness of watching the cricket, will I ever be able to do justice to what I started for? So this is what Simhika's episode tells us. If you yield to Simhika, Simhika will never leave you. It will always catch hold of you. If you actually yield to your temptations, if you yield to your weaknesses, if you yield to your addictions, you can never be successful. This Simhika is symbolizing our addictions, our temptations. So you have to be ruthless in cutting them down if you want to be successful in life. So this is what Hanumanji is telling us. So these four things are very important for to be successful in any walk of life. What is it? Dhruti, Drishti. Dhruti is courage and enthusiasm. Drishti is focus. Mati is presence of mind. And Daksham is having that discrimination ability. Okay. So this is basic learning of what a student teacher should be like and how can we be successful. What are the basic ingredients? You would talk to any life coach, whatever advice he gives you, it will be falling in these four categories only. That's all.
So, yeah, let me ask you, the books that you have, I know that it's set up as a dialogue between a father and a daughter. And for example, let's say about the Hanuman, you have a conversation between the father and daughter on all four of these principles. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, all of the, whoever is out there watching it and will watch it as we go along, I want to ask you guys to check it out. I bought the books. My children are grown up, but I have two little grandkids and I want to read for myself and have this conversation. The best thing to do is not preach, but have a conversation, dialogue, right? Tell a story. And then talk about what they think. Their views are very important. Even if it's a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, they have opinions and pay attention to the opinions of the child. Guide them. I think it's a very good way to use what is already available to us, right? These resources are there. And now you have put it together in a format that can be consumed by everybody. So
And just to add what you have said, madam, see, this child that is there in this conversation asks questions very openly, and the father encourages the daughter to be very open. She asks any form of question, and he gives an answer to that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Ramayana itself, you said the 16 or 18 attributes of Rama, you said, but we don't have time to address all of that in 1 hour. That would be maybe 18 yajnas, in itself. But I think what you have given us today gives us something to really think about how to have conversations within our families, among our friends, whether you're a teacher, you're a professional, whatever you are. I think it gives us sort of like a start to begin a conversation. So I'm looking online. I don't see any questions because I think people are kind of curious about what is it in the Ramayana that I can learn today. And I'm hoping that everybody has learned to be curious, right? To learn with humility. And to understand there are very, very different ways of learning, because you only talked about Vatmiki, the sages who were teachers, Narada who was teachers. But even how Rama learns, right? Vasishta, Vishwamitra, and how Lakshmana learns from Rama. I mean, they're all teachers and students. And that we can never understand from Ramayana, right? So, Sri Ramji, I think this is a conversation we should continue. And next time we might pick a couple of different themes, because I guess that's how we can keep the conversation going on, if you're open to that. And in the meantime, I want everybody to check out Thavaasmi and Hindu Parent Network, Hindu Parents Network.org. We'll add Thavaasmi resources to it. You can buy the books, understand how to use it in your own lives, and let's have more Hanumans and Rama and Sita and everybody as we ourselves evolve. I think we have lost touch with our roots. We need to get back in touch with our roots. So with that, thank you everybody. Namaste and namaste, Sri Ramji.
Namaste, Amma. Thank you very much. All the best for everybody, and thanks for bearing with me for so much time.
Very good, very good.
Jai Shri Manarayana.
Jai Shri. I'm gonna end.